back. The show that you are watching is still E Magazine. You can follow us on Metropol TV KE and keep the conversation going. Now today on E Talk, we will be talking about business and podcasting, and joining me today we have we're having this talk with a podcaster and artist, so it's 2 in 1, and he's brought his instruments here so that he can serenade us and I can't wait for that. And he goes by the name Shaka Speaks, and Shaka is speaking to us right now. How you doing?
I'm well.
What's up?
Well, I'm well. I'm quite fine. Can't complain. You?
Yeah, I'm good. How's your day been?
My day has been fruitful. Yeah.
That's just the exact word that I wanted to hear from you. It's been fruitful.
Yeah, it's been
so
fruitful.
you made some chums here and there.
No, it's not really about money. Yeah, but I've done something that actually set my soul on fire.
And yeah.
That gives me fulfillment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're here to talk about business and podcasting. And I'm just going to start by asking you, let's just know a little bit about Shaka and what does he do? What does Shaka do? And is that even your real name?
Well, first and foremost, my real name is Nick Shaka Mboya. Okay. Yeah, so Shaka is my real name. Yeah. So Shaka is an artist. Okay. I'm a podcaster, and my podcast is called Shaka Speaks. So Shaka Speaks, I just engage in conversations with millennials and Generation Zs. Matters business, relationships. Yeah, just to empower them and also transform lives.
And I just love you've said something. You've said you talk about relationships between or with. Is it between or with, or you talk to the relationship? I mean the generation. Is it Generation Z?
Yeah, Generation Z.
Generation Z
and millennials,
right?
Yes.
But before we get into talking about talking to those type of people, I just want to know, why podcasting? Why did you start podcasting in the first place? Is there a gap that you felt that needed to be filled, or something like that? Why did you start podcasting?
Why podcasting? Because I feel like first and foremost, I love speaking. Yeah. So the podcast, I thought, wait a minute, I love speaking so much, and I speak and if you listen to me talk, my conversations usually hold water. So I was like, instead of speaking for free with friends at home and whatnot, why not start a podcast and help those guys who do not have a voice for themselves, who feel like they're not confident enough. So I felt like with my experience, I've been in the corporate world for some time. So I felt like this is the time to just start the pod and empower those young guys who also want to build their confidence and speak for themselves. But that said, I just like speaking for those who feel like they don't have a voice for themselves. So my role is just to be their voice.
That is so interesting.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell? I love how you speak. I can feel the vibe. You've said that you've been in the corporate world for such a long time, and when I was, just researching a little bit about you. Okay. I noticed that you're a grad student, right? And you have so many tags. Or I don't know. You have.
I'm a sales executive.
Sales executive.
I'm a sales executive. I'm a guitarist. I'm a songwriter. Right. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. Entrepreneur. Yes, and I'm a podcaster. Okay.
Yeah. So why?
Yes, just to give you a background of that experience, I finished high school in 2013. Okay. Okay. So straight from high school, I went straight into the corporate world. That's 2014. I joined Safaricom as a sales executive and a brand ambassador for 1 year, 11 months, if I'm not wrong. Then after Safaricom is when I decided to go back to school. So I went to African Nazarene University. I took business administration and graduated in 2020. So 2021, in 2020, the same year, I got an internship at NHIF, interned as a sales executive. After that, went to Switch TV, interned as a sales executive as well, as a sales and marketing intern, sorry. Then after Switch TV, I went to Sarakasi Trust, as a PR and communications intern. Okay, so all those experiences have given me some sort of what do we call it, experience?
Yeah.
Some sort of skill set. There's a skill
Yes,
set
there's a
that
skill set.
I've learned through all those years.
From
From
2013 to 2020, you have
that's
you 10 years experience.
That's a long time. Wait, 14,
You're
15,
qualified
16,
to
17, 18, 19, 20, 9 years.
Yeah, you're qualified to be an executive. Do you know that?
Yes, I do know that.
Are you still in corporate?
No, I'm not in corporate. In 2020, I woke up one day and decided I want to be an artist full-time and a podcaster. So I've invested a lot of time and resources in myself, my podcast and my music.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just have a question. You now decided to just take up, because as we can see, you have your guitar here.
Yeah, I came
art,
with it,
you know, like music and podcast. How do they two correlate? I just want to know, when you're doing your podcast, do you like play your guitar, and is that the one that sets the mood for the podcast? How do they correlate?
If you listen to my podcast, the background music is actually me playing the instrument.
Wow.
So I play the instrument as a background music for my podcast. Okay, but when it comes to art, you can't put me in a box. Me, I'm an artist, and I will express myself using the art form that sets my soul on fire. Back in high school, I used to dance. Yeah, that was an art form I loved at that time. Okay. Right. Though, you know, I wanted to grow and explore my mind and just open my mind and do things which I don't know at that time. Yeah. Matters art. So yeah, dance was an art form I liked in high school. Then after high school, I decided to pick up the guitar. Yeah, to express myself. That's also another art form. Now there's podcasting, speaking, interviewing. This is also an art. This is actually a form of art, which I actually love at this time right now. So this is what I feel makes me sets my soul on fire. Sets your soul on fire. I
like the way you just keep on saying sets your soul on fire.
I've said that 3 times because it actually sets my soul on fire. I feel some type of way when I do it. It just makes me feel fulfilled at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
So art is evolving for you. You picked up the guitar after high school. Was that difficult for you to learn the guitar, or was it just because, you know, art is just, you know, like, it's just for you?
Well, for me it was easy because yes, for me it was easy because I'm so passionate about music. So for me it was easy.
And it started in high school?
Yes, it started in high school. It's easy and hard at this. It's easy and hard at the same time.
Yeah.
Easy because I'm so passionate about it, but hard because you have to practice. You have to put in your 10,000 hours. There's nothing like overnight success in any industry. There's nothing like overnight. You have to put in your 10,000 hours. But as far as I'm concerned, I think I've put like 1 million hours, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's why I'm good at what I do. Yes.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your podcast, and it's very, very interesting. So I want the people at home just to know what you do on your podcast and why it is so peculiar. So
SHAKA Speaks is a podcast where I engage in meaningful and fruitful conversations that empower and transforms lives. Yes, audience being millennials and Generation Zs, young adults, yeah, to say the least. All right.
So you focus on business and relationship, and now I'm coming to the question. Let's backtrack. You said you're talking about you talk to millennials and the Generation Zs. Relationship.
Well, my experience has given me a certain type of skill set. When I go to network, I love networking. A lot of people ask me, you're so experienced, what is it that you did that made you walking into so many boardrooms with so much confidence and whatnot? So I just felt like I want to share this knowledge and skill set. Share what actually worked for me, so that anybody who's out there and has the same ambitions or the same goals, they can actually pick one thing or two. Okay. Yeah. But that said, I was having a conversation yesterday with a very close friend of mine, and they were asking me, Shaka, starting such a podcast, first and foremost, it takes a lot of guts, okay? It takes a lot of research. What is it that made you just sit down and, you know, just decided to come up with such an amazing podcast, okay? And I felt very challenged. Yeah, that question, I actually slept on it. So the following day we had that conversation. I was like, you know what? You actually need to be self-centered.
What?
Yeah,
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. What do you mean?
You actually need to be self-centered. Yeah, unaona ile ya kujipenda.
So
you actually need to be self-centered. But the one I'm talking about is the one of self-compassion.
Okay.
Yeah, that one of going inside and going deep inside and taking care of yourself.
Okay.
Okay, doing the things that make you feel wholesome and well, especially those guys who feel like they are stuck in a mental rut. Okay, I've been there before, and this has worked for me. Okay, yeah, just engaging in activities that make you feel full and whole and makes you sleep like a baby at night.
Right.
Okay?
That's what you now generate into your podcast.
No, that's actually what I had to do before I started the podcast. I had to first love myself, work on myself first, yeah, so that you can actually...
A relationship with yourself.
Meeting with myself. I had to meet with me, myself and I, sit down, have a conversation, okay? Yeah, because I was stuck in a mental rut. I've been there before. I had to do one or two things, but maybe if there's somebody there who is going through the same, I'd just like maybe to share this, maybe one or two things. Yeah, first and foremost, having fun with whatever you do. Engage in something that makes you feel makes you feel what's the word? Makes you feel
sufficient. Is it sufficient? Like you feel,
no, just makes you feel
content.
Inspired. Yeah, makes you feel content.
Yeah.
Makes you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then another thing is okay, what is it? It's a long list. I'm just trying to pick just one that somebody might pick outside there. Networking as well.
Right.
Yeah, networking. Just meeting guys of the same like mind.
Right.
Yeah, meeting, surrounding yourself with those guys who you share the same interests.
Right.
Okay. And that said, also surrounding yourself with those guys who have achieved a lot more than you. Those guys who can make you feel, and I like to use this word, make you feel naked. Make you feel like you're not the smartest guy in the room. Yeah. I don't like being the smartest guy in the room. I'll always go into a room like here, for example, in a room that I will feel challenged to step up and level up. Okay, that worked for me, and I'm here right now.
Don't take my job.
I won't take your job.
You know, there's a certain saying.
It's a win-win.
Right. There's a certain saying, and I love, and it's quite interesting that you've said that. The saying goes, in your phone book, don't ever have people that are less than you. So if you know you are at a certain level, you should have people, just like you're saying, you know, who are at a huger level than you, so that you can take from them. You don't always want to be giving, but you always want to be taking. With that being said,
I call it the rub-off effect.
Right, yeah.
Sorry to cut you short.
Right.
Yeah, that rub-off effect.
Yeah. With that being said, my question would be, with all this experience that you have, sometimes do you walk into a room and people say, okay, so Shaka is this young, what do you think he can tell me? Do you ever get those kind of instances where you feel like people don't take you seriously because probably of your age?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, but for me right now, with the kind of experience I have right now,
you demand a certain type of
right
presence.
Now I've built my confidence to a level that I don't feel shaken. Like I'm so grounded.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That wherever I go, I feel like I own my space. Yeah.
All right. So,
but I've been through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people have stepped on me a couple of times through my internship jobs and whatnot. Yeah, but it has made me grow a thick skin. Yeah.
All right. So podcasting, before I just bite my tongue off in the studio, podcasting has become really big in Kenya. How do you ensure that you make an income out of it?
Oh, that's a very good question. That's actually something I'm actually researching on at the moment. That's one of the big challenges that I face, that most YouTubers, most podcasters are facing, okay, when it comes to monetization. And that's one of the main reasons I had to go back to business school, so that I learn a few things, matters finance, you know, investing in myself and whatnot. Right now, I've invested all my resources, all my time in my art.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's
talk about...
So that's how I make my money.
Yeah.
Okay? Through the gigs and whatnot. Yeah.
The gigs for music.
Gigs for music.
So as of now, is podcasting really paying in Kenya, or do you think it's a work in progress?
Well, right now, it's a work in progress, because this is an industry that is new. Yeah, this is something that has come with the millennials, our generation. Right. It has been there before, but not the way we are doing it, okay? But we're still learning on how we can monetize on social media, okay? Right. Yeah, we're still learning on that. Yeah, but thank God for YouTube. Yes. Yeah, YouTube actually pays. Okay. Right. Normally I don't like mentioning names, but the likes of Akina Eve, they're doing very well.
Which Eve?
Eve the YouTuber. Yeah, likes of
Mungai Eve or
Mungai Eve. Yeah, she's doing very well. Yeah, YouTube page. She's just an example I'm using. Yeah. Who else? Yeah, then there's the Over 25 podcast. They're also doing very well. Yeah, those are just examples that shows actually it is paying. Right. Okay. If you just have a beginner's mindset and you're willing to learn, then it pays. It pays. Right. It pays.
So you've talked about YouTube, and this is leading me to my next question. There's totally a difference between podcasting and YouTubing, right? Maybe I don't know. Can you tell us a little bit about the difference with podcasting and YouTubing? We're seeing a lot of people on YouTube podcasting, but really, is it a thin line between the two? You could put your podcast on YouTube if you do, if you get what I'm saying. Yes. And one of those people, I can give you an example, is what's her name? Yummy Mummy. Burugi Muni, I think that's what she goes by these days. She has a podcast, right?
Yeah,
yes,
she does.
But it is on YouTube. So people don't really know the difference between podcasting and YouTubing, and I think there's a difference there. So I'd like maybe for you who's a podcaster.
Well, as far as Shaka Speaks is concerned,
right?
I think it's one and the same thing.
Oh, really?
Maybe that the difference may be like in terms of video, visuals, or audio.
Right.
Okay, but it's one and the same thing. Yeah.
We see a lot of I mean, let's talk about your art now and how you're infusing it with your podcast and why it is so interesting, why it's so peculiar and why it's so unique.
Well, like I said before, if you listen to my podcasts, the music that plays in the background is actually
just
music
yours.
that I've composed.
So what's the mood that you set?
It depends. It depends. Like the latest series, the PH Relationships 101 series, is really more about building positive and healthy relationships. So definitely, with that said, I'll definitely play like a feel good kind sort of rhythm at the background, okay? Right. But that said, I love playing covers. Right. I play covers to good music, be it local or international, then I make it my own, okay?
Right.
Yeah, then I put I'm actually a rapper.
Really?
I love rapping, yeah.
You want to spit some bars right now?
Yes, definitely. For the interview, I'll do something.
Yeah, you spit some bars.
Yeah, but I love doing covers of good music, be it local or international, but I also write my own music. Yeah.
So how are you doing on the numbers front? And how many listeners do you have, if you don't mind me asking? How many listeners have you garnered on your podcast as of now?
As of now, my YouTube channel, I think I have like 3.3k subscribers.
That's a lot of subscribers.
I have like 750,000 views.
That's a
on
lot
YouTube.
Of views.
Okay.
Congratulations.
But now, speaking of which, I started my YouTube channel back in 2009. I was still in standard 8. Okay. At that time, yes, at that time, my focus wasn't really on making money. Yeah, I've put work in what I do. That's why I'm very good at what I do. But at that time, when I was starting the YouTube channel, My focus was just more on expressing myself. I wanted to be known. Yeah, I wanted to be famous at that time. Yeah. The glitz. I really wanted to be seen. I wanted to be known at that time. Yeah. So what I used to do at that time, I don't know if you remember, we used to have these events. Me and my friends used to host these events. There was Daylight Festival, the likes of the Hakuna Matata, if you can recall, Extravagance. So what I used to do, and at that time photography was very big. The likes of Akina Buo, Art Cave Buo.
And you were in class 8?
Yes, I was in primary. Just class 8, that period for class 8, 2009, 2010, 2011. Right. Class 8, Form 1, Form 2 there. Right. Okay? Yeah. So photography was big at that time. So what I used to do, I used to approach these photographers after the event. Yeah, because when you event, of course, guys are a bit buzzy and whatnot. So the following day, they'd want to see what happened. Right. Okay? So I approached these photographers. I borrowed their photos, the one they took for that event. Yes. Then I compiled them in a video. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Then I put music and whatnot. Then I post it on YouTube. But of course, I have to give them credit. Okay. All right. Yeah. I have to say this thanks to Bo Art, Photography and whatnot. Yeah. So that's how I grew my audience from that time all the way up to now, where I've now started my YouTube channel. I've now started my podcast. Yes. So yeah, I'm still growing my audience.
That is awesome. That is awesome. 750,000 views. Yeah. But let's, we're running out of time.
Yes, I have those views, but at that time, I didn't know how to monetize.
It's all right. Okay. Let's talk about the integrity of putting in work, putting in effort in your own work. How important is it? This is the last question before you can actually play for us the guitar. How important is it to put in effort? Maybe you can tell us by your experience what you have learned and the integrity that you have gained from putting in work in your videos and your podcasts and all those things that you're doing, all those projects that you're doing.
Just in a nutshell, I'd just say, and to answer your question, I'd say that character takes you places that money can't. Character takes you places that money can't. Yeah. That's what has driven me all these years. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yes, we do need money. We do need to pay bills. We do need to put food on the table. But character comes first. Right. When you put your best foot forward, and you put in your hours, and you do it for yourself, then the sky is the limit. Okay? Right. You focus, you put your eyes on the ball, then the scoreboard takes care of itself. All right, thank you so much. That was Shaka, and he's going to play us a little something. Make sure that you rap, because you promised me that you're going to rap. Definitely. So you're going to pick up the guitar and play a little bit something while we go on the break. Yeah, let me play something. Hello world, another glorious mess. Here we go again, rapping on guitar, nacheza chess. Just another boy child navigating through distress. Once again, najipata heartbreak motel. Damn. It ain't easy as it seems. Fell in love once or twice, but it was all just a dream. Kijana pako power, niko sawa kauko sawa. Watasema unajigamba lakini najua ni Maulana. Siwezi kosa kupiga pamba, jumi huwa nasikianga haya. Movement ni low key, nika nimetoka Guatemala. Simple, nika kukula ugali na maziwa mala. Hii mapenzi ni bitter sweet mwenyewe. Najipa raha ndo asije wakansulubisha. Na niko aire bila shaka, kila mlango mimi nabisha. Na ukweli ni sina sadaka ya mchoyo hakiombeki. Uliza dema kona dabas, mbona sasa unarudisha na machozi ni ya Pasaka. Mbona sasa unanitisha na kujiringa kama bata. Mbona sasa najielimisha, wanadai mini fala. Mbona sasa winga anadai kusko kama striker. Mbona sasa unipi pass na unajua mini shakes makena. Mbona sasa nampa mdax na anaidai tena na tena. Watakushow relax na wadai utaki kuhema. Mine kapax na kweli ni hakuna kitu unaweza watasema juu niko na the same energy kutoka January hadi December. Hata ama big fish wanajua Shaka ni member, kila shot ni swish na wa mix Kapiera Makena. I'm on my G shit. Kweli ni chizi karogwa tena. Hapa kuna kupura, game ni carpet na mnahema. I keep my head above water, floating like a jet ski. By now washani soma, but they still can't see. Jumini mnoma nikispit hachu ndo wana sneeze. Bado mko streets mnasoma, mimi niko na plan B. Bado mko streets mnachoma, mimi niko na plan C. Ama hater walishani koma juu Shaka wezi sleep. If you clean up nice, watasema una pretend. If you keep on pushing, watasema una die fame. I just keep on playing dog, this $1 million game. Come on. 'Cause baby we found love right where we are again. We found love right where we are.
Ish, guys, we're going on a break.
Thank you.
Nime blush yangu yote. We're going on a break, but we'll be right back.